The USS KIDD, a Navy World War II destroyer ship, full of history, and it's been in Baton Rouge since 1982.
Destroyers were the workhorses of the Navy. Only 4 remain in the world today. One's in Greece, 3 are here in the United States, and only one, the USS KIDD, has been restored to her World War II configuration.
Part of the USS KIDD Veterans Museum in downtown Baton Rouge's riverfront. It attracts many people to the capital city. Museum Executive Director Park Stevenson says the numbers have reached the millions.
We just celebrated our 2 millionth visitor to the ship this year.
Decades of helping tell stories, but all of that is at a pause, as the USS KIDD is currently at the Thomas C. Marine Constructor Shipyard in Houma, Louisiana, getting much-needed restoration and repairs.
It's been 60 years since the ship has had any serious maintenance. The last time was when the Navy had her back in 1962.
Stevenson considers it an overdue trip, but also a fix-up at a perfect time.
It is conceivable that KIDD might have sunk in her cradle if she had waited just 1 more year.
The restoration will consist of fixing leaks.
So they'll fix this. We had a series of pumps aboard, but it was getting to the point where the flooding was going to start to overwhelm our pumping.
Repairing the hull, a new paint job, and modifications to bring the ship back to its 1945 shape.
During the war, African American sailors were forced to be messmen to serve white officers, and they lived in segregated spaces aboard various ships.
And that history will be highlighted right here.
After the war, an executive order by President Truman went out to integrate the armed forces, and those segregated rooms were repurposed into something else. On board KIDD, it was a radar room. We've ripped all that out, and we're opening that space again, and we're going to restore those quarters.
A space that will be brought to life with help from the Baton Rouge African American Museum.
In the instance of the African American sailors aboard the Navy, not too many people know that history. I believe that it's vitally important to maintain the true history of anything, whether it's good or bad.
Stevenson says the ship will come back to the capital city in 2025, and the month will be based on the levels of the Mississippi River, but anticipates in spring.
If we have a very wet winter, we could possibly be back as early as February.
Now as that time comes, Stevenson says he's excited for the new changes, but says the USS KIDD is still in need of more money.
We have found a few more problems since we got here, and we're in discussions to determine how we're going to deal with that because we have no more money. So we are trying to fundraise.
A fundraiser that will not only help the ship last longer, but will continue to help with economic impact in Baton Rouge.
Please, if you can, donate to the USS KIDD at www.usskidd.com. Every dollar donated to us gets put right back into this ship in the museum, so please help us out if you can.